One day in the pub, Seb and Verity were socialising with hilarity.
They knew there and then that their options were vast. They bought some equipment and made a podcast.
What do you think you are doing, you twits? It's cliched and obvious, you know.
If this doesn't work well, then we'll call it quits. But right now, just listen to our show.
It's called Three in a Bar.
We'll talk to musicians about their lives so far.
Three in a bar. We hope that you like it, okay? Hooray!
Hello,
Hello!
my name is Seb Philpott.
And my name is Verity Simmons, and this is Three in a Bar.
Yes, it's Three in a Bar, and it's the podcast where every week we speak to a different musical guest and we chat to a variety of people. But this week we've got a very exciting... We always have someone very exciting.
Yeah, we do. They're all exciting.
This is a very... Of course they're all exciting. But this week, please tell us who it is, Verity.
We've got bassist and I'd say YouTube legend or sensation. No, let's go sensation. YouTube sensation, Alice Kent.
Yeah, that's right. Alice Kent, double bass player, and she's just very good at that and plays in all
Everywhere.
the orchestras
Yeah.
in the country
Yeah.
and just everywhere. She does lots of education and outreach projects, leads workshops for the London Symphony Orchestra and the Royal Albert Hall, just to name two.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just started this YouTube channel, which is really good and shows off her very nice personality.
Yeah.
She's very funny. And we went and saw her this week and had a chat all about it.
Mm-hmm. If you were going to have anyone to start you off on an instrument, Alice would be such an excellent bet. She's got so much
Oh my God.
personality and she's so hilarious and such a joy, isn't she?
Yeah, she would completely just pull you into the music world, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
You couldn't give up an instrument if you're learning with her, could you?
No.
No way.
And also just a moment for her glasses because they are legendary. I know we talk about it in this interview,
Yeah.
but honestly, just check out the photos we've posted. They are so good.
Yeah, they really are. And guys, stay tuned until the end of the episode because we have a very exciting announcement. And
We do.
we've got something very, very fun, which you can be part of. But before we get there, let's listen to our conversation with Alice Kent.
Do you play any starting music that I get stance to? What?
No, but
Well, we could sing along. We could make a song
It's a
out.
podcast. They're not going to see me.
no. No, actually,
They
I
just
was,
have to assume my dance moves are amazing.
They're on point, Alice.
They are on point. On point.
I did think about actually filming this one because I thought,
Yes, my face. Not
Yeah.
face for radio.
no,
Get
No.
out of town.
No.
I've even written down in my spider diagram of Alice.
You've got a diagram
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah, I have.
Stop it. You have.
You're in the middle. There you are. And I've put amazing glasses. And the first time I ever met you, I remember in an ETO rehearsal way back. Well, in fact, I don't think I even met you, but I was sort of sat next to you. I was just filling in for Johnny Kitch. I saw you. I thought, God, she's stylish. You are so stylish.
Yes.
You are. And your
No.
glasses today do not disappoint. They are amazing.
That probably wasn't me.
Oh, no. Sorry, wasn't it? It was Dave Brown. No, it wasn't. Of course it wasn't.
I actually, because it was my birthday last week.
Yeah.
Oh.
He texted me on my birthday. It was so nice. It was
Happy
like,
birthday.
hey. John bought me some new glasses.
Oh,
And these are they?
No.
No?
So, no, my new glasses are even better. But
Are they?
I need to get some lenses. But, oh my God, they're so good.
What style?
They're
What are
even
they?
called Alice. So we have this thing where we tend to buy frames from this shop. I keep forgetting if it's
Oh.
near Goode Street or Russell's.
I know the place.
Do you know the place?
I've had them from there.
What's it
It's
called?
called Black.
Go on. Yes.
Black eyewear.
Correct.
Yeah.
10 points. Ding,
Yes.
ding.
Yeah.
So, and all their frames are named after jazz musicians, which is totally pretentious, but I don't care because they're so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you got a pair from there?
Yeah, but I lost them at an Idols concert.
These.
Where in a mosh pit.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like the gig started.
Oh, that's like
the
happiness and sadness
The
all at
crowd
once.
went forward,
Oh.
and I fell on the floor immediately.
And you were so happy, but then your glasses
got
went...
up. I got up. I was like, I'm not wearing my glasses anymore.
Oh.
They are destroyed.
Oh.
That's
they're
that's
gone
like
now.
that weird sort of happy sad story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great moshing, but oh no.
Was it worth it? Not really. No. It was a good gig though. It was a
Well,
good.
that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
But I had to buy some new glasses, and I decided to go somewhere slightly cheaper. 'Cause
Okay.
they're quite expensive. Actually,
They are quite.
Specsavers.
They are quite expensive.
Yeah.
But I've got 3 pairs from there now. No, 4, 3. So I've got. So the new pair that I've got, the new set,
Yeah.
are called Alice.
Which jazz musician is
I
this?
don't know. I literally, I'm going to need John to tell me.
Okay. We'll have to
Now,
get him in to
maybe
refer.
it's
Alice
but-
Coltrane. She sounds like a jazz musician, but
Is that because of John Coltrane?
is it? I think it is that. Alice.
Or Robbie Coltrane? Maybe an
Literally,
actress.
I could have a look. Oh no, I'll just ask John. He'll tell me in a minute. But I've got them. I've got Nora Jones, which is, I mean, she's great, but you know. And the other ones are Blossom Dearie, which are maybe the ones you saw me in because they're really big and purple, really big.
They're the ones. And Blossom Dearie, we were talking to Laura Bangay about because she loves her. So it's all knitting together very nicely.
nicely, yeah.
Lovely.
There's some really cool ones. Like I think it's one of the trumpet players, maybe Dizzy Gillespie or something. There's some,
Yeah, Dizzy's.
really thick,
Yeah.
like ridiculously thick ones, like almost an inch wide frames.
Yeah.
Like I should go back there because it'd
I
be so
wanna
cool
go.
to get some
Do
ridiculous.
you know what?
Yes.
They're so nice in there.
They are
you
really
literally
nice.
Go, I mean, I've been in there and just tried on glasses and then gone, see you guys later.
Have you
so nice
spoken
they chat to you.
There's a guy there who looks exactly like Bryan Cranston. But maybe he was just there for a day. Maybe I dreamt him
Maybe
because he
it
looks
was Bryan
exactly like Bryan Cranston. He was so nice. But Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad, like in
Right.
the first series,
Yes,
where he's
yes.
kind of. I bring up Breaking Bad every episode, don't I?
I was about to say, do you like Breaking Bad?
I do, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
It's really hard to tell.
This is the most tenuous segue I think I've ever done. And I always try to get
Please.
a segue in. But you have started up an incredible YouTube channel and they are amazing. I love the videos you've done.
What's the segue? Sorry.
A segue?
No, but what is what?
Oh,
what
I
is
mean,
the segue?
amazing. Because I said, oh, that was amazing.
Oh, and so
Alice
is
is
this.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
so tenuous. Alice is amazing,
That's
but there's
enough,
no
yeah,
link,
that's
is
enough.
there?
That's
Well, it's
fine.
called that, isn't it? No. Alice's
Tenuous segues.
Musical Galaxy.
Oh,
yeah.
musical.
No, I almost called it Alice's Amazing Galaxy. No, it's Musical Galaxy.
Unfortunately for me, and for this tenuous segue, you didn't. But it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
thanks.
Yeah, the kids love it. You are so captivating on it. I love
Oh, thanks so much.
it. And the headwear, there is an excellent hat in your Magical Potions edition.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's not very pointy actually, but yeah. But that is a true witch's hat.
Oh, yeah, it is. I've heard that.
Yeah, it's not.
What inspired?
Yeah.
What inspired you to get started with them?
Okay, so far too much time on my hands, but also at the beginning of this, the bad bit of this year, so March.
Yeah.
I was already a member of Nicola Benedetti's foundation,
Oh, yes.
which she went around doing live weekends where we just coached string kids for virtually no money, and it was super inspirational and brilliant, and lots of amazing tutors actually doing that. So I was sort of a part of that, and then as lockdown began, they decided quite quickly actually to do stuff online.
Yeah.
And so they did a mixture of stuff online. They did sign up stuff to like actually have not lessons, because that's not right, but like coaching on certain pieces. So the whole of May, they did a whole coaching on Vaughan Williams, Thomas Tallis. And in order to deliver that online, like virtually, they did live Zoom classes, which I did. They did live half-hour slots on Facebook or Instagram. And they did pre-recorded videos.
Right.
Okay, so that was loads of stuff. And going into that, I was they asked me to do the double bass stuff, which was really lovely. But they also asked me to do these half-hour lives on Facebook and Instagram, which weren't necessarily based specifically on a piece, but could just be general music for half an hour for kids sitting at home twiddling their thumbs. So, and I did a couple of these, and I found that they were received quite well. So I was like, okay, I can probably do them. They're quite good. Although weird, because you do them for half an hour and then you turn around, you like log off, turn around to your living room, and there's your cat, and you're like, okay, that's what I've achieved. Great. And you're just sat there, you know, with slippers on your feet, like, oh, okay, right. But in general, they were quite well received.
Yeah.
So.
And was it for all standards? I know that I've seen some of the beginner ones on the violin ones that have been running.
Yeah.
With the bass ones that you were doing, what sort of levels were you working?
So they picked a mixture of levels. There was beginner, intermediate, advanced, adult learners. And there were also courses for teachers, parents and carers. They sort of covered everything. So it was quite a hefty thing for them to do.
Were you doing the works then? All of those?
No, I did advanced basses, basically. The Facebook Lives were general musicianship, so anyone could log on.
Yeah.
So you could get, you know, a 2-year-old in. Well, I doubt actually a 2-year-old would be able to press go on Facebook.
God, you'd be amazed. I think they can.
Really?
Yeah. Seriously, it's scary.
Yeah.
So you have like a 2-year-old, and then you have like older people looking for tips and just entertainment for half an hour. But I did the advanced basses for the thing in May, and a little bit for beginners. It just went down really well.
Yeah.
So Alice's Musical Galaxy, there were 4 episodes and then 4 bonus episodes. And one of them, The Magic Soundabout, which is episode 2, is pretty much directly what I did on one of my live Facebooks.
Okay.
So, and it worked really well. And I asked Nikki, one of the bass players, and Laura Gardner, who basically runs the foundation. She's amazing. Do you think I should do these videos? Will they go down well? And she was like, yeah, go for it. So I was like, okay, I've got time on my hands. But so I started doing it. And then I had this idea of a time machine for the first episode. And then the 3rd episode, 4th episode, you'll have to wait and see. They're not out yet.
Yes, I saw the trailer. Looks good.
Yeah?
Friday, isn't it?
Friday, the next one's out. It's a bit more scientific. Is that possible with a double bass? But yeah. It's basically about why big instruments play low notes.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like
Great.
10 minutes
That's
of me
good.
just playing low notes. But that's what everyone wants, right?
Absolutely.
Have you done some specific research for this episode that you didn't know before?
Yeah, I had to, because I thought I knew everything that I was talking about. And then I realised I had no idea. I had to actually re-record this whole episode about 2 times over.
Oh, no.
Because there are certain things that... Well, because you know when you record something, or even if you watch like you're listening to music on Instagram or something, and it has that wave that goes up and down.
Yeah.
Well, it's that's volume. That's not actually pitch and stuff. And so in this episode, I'm talking about pitch. So if you play a really low note, I have to speak like this for no reason.
Yeah.
If you say a really low note like this, very low, like this, the sound wave looks very different.
Yeah.
So if it's really high, and that looks really different. But then if you turn the volume up, actual pictures of movies and stuff about that look actually how the sound wave looks. So it's kind of, they're really easy to get confused.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the up and down, that is it the x-axis, the up and down.
Yeah.
That is to do with volume.
Yeah.
I think then if you stretch it out
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can look in
Oh,
it,
yeah.
then it's the width of the wave.
Ah, okay.
Oh, man, I should have used this in my video. I've got time. I can add it.
Yeah.
it. I'll add you just giving us the little scientific
Well,
bit.
Do you want me to get my iPhone
Yeah,
on? I'll
just
just
do
video
it.
him now.
I mean, Mike Poyser is like the guy.
I know. Mike, what a legend. He's done music and science so many times, music
Yeah.
and maths. He's done loads, actually. I didn't want to steal his ideas, so I've tried to avoid those, like music and maths. I've tried to avoid that, actually, because I know that he's done them.
So were you costumed for this scientific one?
I have got glasses on.
Okay. Good.
But that's about it.
Right. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm wearing other clothes too, though. I'm wearing jeans and a
thank
jumper and
heavens
stuff.
for that.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Woo. We're going to have a little word with you.
Yeah, no, I'm wearing clothes, but nothing specifically, no lab coat. Missed a trick. I've got time. I'll read you the thing.
You've got a green screen, haven't you?
I've got a green screen.
I mean, that means you can really do anything
I've
you
got
like.
a green screen. It's kind of embarrassing though, my green screen. I'll have to show you later. It needs an iron. You're going to notice now in my videos, but you can see all the creases so badly. And then
I think it adds to the charm.
Yeah, you?
There's definite charm in your videos.
Yeah, there really is. I love it.
Oh, that's like saying a cupboard's cozy. Oh, God. It's charming.
If you get it
really
really
good.
wrinkly, you could do that folded Ross Kemp thing where it'd be brilliant. You can get
Oh, yeah.
faces like that. Oh, the most amazing website. Just Google it. Folded Ross Kemp.
Yeah.
And it's just loads of pictures of him being folded up with excellent headings to go
God.
with them. It's so good.
But having the green screen, I mean, that's like unlimited possibilities, isn't it?
It is.
Infinite backgrounds.
Yeah.
You could even wrap it around yourself, I guess. And
I could wrap it around
and
myself.
then wear any costume you like.
Oh, my God. I could do that.
Yeah, or you could be a floating head.
I could be a floating head.
Oh, so many
Interesting.
options.
I feel like a floating head's been done before.
No, it's never been done in anything ever.
What if I did floating feet?
Yes.
Yeah. Or floating bow.
Floating bow.
Floating bass bow. There we are.
A magic bow. Yeah, like a wand.
Magic bow, magic wand. God, you guys, I should have called you up before I filmed this next episode because all of this actually applies to my next. Okay.
You've got a few days.
I've got a few days.
days.
I'll just redo it.
Oh my God. How often are you putting these videos out?
So the big episodes are every other week.
Yeah.
And the bonus ones are in between.
Yeah.
So it feels like every week. But the bonus videos are really nonsense. Like the first bonus one, I was like, I'm just going to do a quiz. And I was like, I know, I'll quiz myself. Oh, God. And I was like, running back and forth. Hey, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, God. So that was quite funny.
Were you very techie before you started doing all this?
No, not remotely. Not remotely. I did watch a YouTube video, though, about it.
Good.
On how to make a YouTube video.
That's so meta.
Isn't it? Yeah. So I was like, all right. But actually, John helped me a bit. When we started doing, when I had to do these workshops for Nikki Benedetti, what happens with Zoom a lot with double basses is they think that the double bass is a Hoover.
Right.
So you could be playing away and then it would just cut out.
Yeah.
Which arguably can be a really good thing.
Yeah.
But not if I'm actually trying to demonstrate something to about, 700 double bass players or whatever. No. So I was like, okay. And then John just went off and we've got a little camera with, it's a Q42N something. But it's got a good mic attached to it. So then we plugged that into the old laptop and then it picked up the noise and didn't cut.
Oh, great.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you've really learned a lot? Because I was completely non-tech savvy. And some might argue, Seb might argue, that I still am to some extent. But it's been improving, though. I mean, learned so much through this experience. Do you feel like...
Yeah.
I mean, you must be. You're putting in all kinds of stuff into those videos.
Yeah, I tried to make them pop a bit because otherwise you don't want to watch them, right? So, and then it's all that effort kind of wasted. So, so the mic attached to the camera, but then we've also got some recording equipment because we do home recording stuff. So we had some of those mics, and then we've got sound that we've got Logic that we use. Then we've also got. I actually only use iMovies, but I did get some help with one of the first bits of one of my films from Final Cut because it does some extra things. Yeah. Just another movie editing thing. Oh, and then the green screen, and then I was costumes, and then So
and there's a lot of elements like in your first one, you've got like lots of different scenes. You've got like the news flash bit. You've got the sort of Gregorian chant bit. So these ideas, like, do you when you're doing it, do you go, I could do this idea, and then suddenly you've added like 6 hours onto your day.
Literally, that's literally what happened. So I was like, oh my God, I could do something about Gregorian chants. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go inside St. Paul's Cathedral and I'm gonna just like film it. Oh no, I might need permission. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna, I don't know, I'll get in the car and turn it into a time machine. Oh wait, hold on, Gregorian chants. Okay, so if I sing really loudly in the kitchen, will it echo? Probably not. Okay, oh God. It just literally you're like, ah! And then at the end of it, you're like, okay, that was worth the 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
And then once you've done it all, so you've got this great film or whatever, or video, I'm like, okay, then I need an intro, I need some music at the beginning, I need some music at the end,
Yeah.
I need to check the levels are correct, I need to make sure that it's actually uploaded in HD. It's so often, it uploads it to standard definition and that's it. And I have to reload it again.
Oh, God.
Because it's not HD, even though everything I've got is super HD.
Mm.
And then you've got to add the thumbnails. And then you've got to add your tags, your information.
Yeah.
And you kind of want it all to look the same, right? So you end up just like copying, pasting, and then doing that.
Clicking
And
all the little things like adding the captioning and stuff, all that.
Yeah.
Do you do that as well?
Yeah, all of that, everything. And then I spent ages trying to figure out how to do transparent stickers. So when you're watching a film through and it suddenly says subscribe now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of having just like a picture like stuck in the middle of this video, you had to get like transparent so that it cuts out the edges really neatly. I think with a lot of these things actually back in March, whenever it was, everyone suddenly went gulp.
Yeah.
And they went whoom on the learning curve, like we've just got to do this.
Yeah, totally.
We've got to just buy the mics. We've just got to just do it. Get on with it. Bosh.
Yeah. I think
Definitely.
we've talked about this to other people before as well, where there's this real thing with musicians in particular, or like artists, that you do, like you can, our ability to sort of go, okay, we have to do this now, so this is what we're going to do.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
Just
musicians, oh my God, the most versatile people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like our industry evaporated and yet everyone just went, right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this next thing. Let's do
How
that.
can we make it work? How can we do something?
And we're doing it
Yeah.
against a freaking headstrong wind. Like everything's
time.
against us, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It has felt like that for the last 6 months. That everything's been really hard work.
Yeah.
Like
And a lot of these things, like I'm assuming you're not earning loads of money.
I'm
like
not
you
earning
would've-
any money.
No, I mean,
no money.
You're putting in so much work and effort.
Yeah.
But it's
Just
all
to
like
please some kids.
yeah, but it's all like a speculative thing, isn't it? It's like put it in. You never know. It might lead to something else, or it might. I don't know. We might end up making money some way down the line, or I don't know, but probably not. But it's a thing to do, and even if it's just a creative outlet.
And that's
good to
the
do.
other thing as
It
well.
really
You see
is.
all these people like musicians that normally work 6 hours a day playing an orchestra or whatever with their mates, suddenly doing something else, but it's nearly always creative. Having to create something is just mad. It's just mad, isn't it? I mean, so many friends have just creating art. That's like a massive thing, like versions of art. Although I don't know about you, but although we've had extra time, it's been harder to motivate. So
definitely.
Absolutely.
it's taken longer anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas I think, whenever it was March, whatever, when we were in normal lives, you kind of just rattle through stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
You get into London, you do your whatever orchestra rehearsal, you go off to a show in the evening, next morning, boom, back again,
What am I
down.
doing today? Yeah.
Oh, and I'll just squeeze that meeting in and like just there. That's cool. I'll just ring that person. Cool. Carry on. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. But at the moment, it's like, wow, I've got so much time.
Yeah. No.
I think I'll make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Next.
I'm saying, we all do these creative things. I mean, it's literally only been the last month or so that I've really felt like, okay, and now we're into the second lockdown. Like, okay, I know what I'm doing now with this new pace of life. Now I can embrace it because I didn't really do anything creative apart from making this podcast. But it's kind of you kind of know what to do. It's not like I'm going to going to write King Lear. It's not like that.
Yeah. Who was it who said like, oh yeah, I'm just going to write my novel now in lockdown? And someone was like,
Everyone
but it
said
is
that.
like, everyone said
Yeah.
that. And no one's probably done it, but it's like writing a novel in a dinghy in the ocean in a hurricane with holes in your dinghy. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's really up with a typewriter,
Yeah.
or an iPhone that's running out battery.
Oh,
God, it's a
annoying.
nightmare.
Story of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that's never going to happen, but
No, but I think
it might for some. But
I think with YouTube, I think it's quite an exciting medium because, especially for classical musicians who've relatively never really used YouTube as a way to put themselves out there. You kind of, as classical players, you don't often have much of a presence online. You just you're known in the industry and you work and all that. But YouTube allows you to just let your personality shine through, and with your videos, you can just be Alice and just do your thing, and it's really cool. That's what people will connect with that and subscribe.
I hope so. It's fun, it's for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and we were talking about this earlier, that young'uns, they love YouTube. They're like the teenagers that I teach. Whenever I ask them to go and listen to anything, they don't go to Apple Music or Spotify. They go to YouTube. They want the full experience.
Yeah.
So are you going to just stick with because yours are for smaller people, aren't they? Generally, although they're enjoyable for all of us, they're specifically aimed at young'uns, aren't they? Do you think you'll do something different as well, or are you going to stick down this format for the time being?
At the moment, I'm just sticking with 4 episodes and 4 bonus videos. And they are all for small people.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe episode 3, which is actually probably end of primary school, beginning of secondary sort of ages, just because it's kind of in depth about sound waves. But I don't know. I'd love to do something for older kids, but don't know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know
Watch
yet.
your space.
Yeah, because I think maybe when you get to older kids, it might well become something more specific.
Yeah.
Like actually doing something on the double bass bow, on bowing, for example. Whereas the videos that I'm doing at the moment are just really nice and general. So if you don't play the double bass, it's definitely not the end of the world. You can still watch the videos and definitely get something out of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of the idea anyway.
Yeah.
But I guess then you could, if you had to be more specific, then there's hundreds of videos you could do if you wanted to then go into a series. And then if you could be bothered and that's what you're interested in.
Yeah, make the most of that green screen. Come on.
That's it. It does need an iron though. I'll show it to you later. You'll giggle. Please do. It's big though, but it needs an iron.
Hey, how did you get involved with the Benedetti Foundation then in the first place?
Okay, so maybe 4 or 5 years ago, for a long time now, I've done work with the Royal Albert Hall Education Outreach Department.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you do too.
You have, because I do. I do too.
Because you do too. Yeah.
Well, I used to. Hopefully it'll continue again.
Yeah, definitely. They're back in the office coming up with grand plans.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
good. I thought that would be the thing. They'd just have to put a pause on that for a few years just to get some.
I think it's
wait for the money to come back.
Yeah, I think there is an element of that, but at the same time, that schools in particular are so desperate for content, live content, people going into schools and stuff, and that's a lot of what the Royal Albert Hall do as part of their mission. It's not just putting on live rock concerts, whatever, but it is going into schools in the area.
Oh yeah,
and supporting people, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it will definitely come back.
The thing I do is the old people's home, the songbook thing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's
they love that.
They love it.
They love
and
that,
it's
don't
such a good thing to do. I love doing it. It's such a good show. But I think maybe look, if this vaccine works and we can all go to care homes again, and there's some money to go around, then maybe we'll start doing it again. But at the moment, it seems a bit
it's a great thing.
Yeah.
It really is. Did you see the video on YouTube? No, Twitter, about the dancer listening
I saw that. Yeah, I retweeted
Swan
that.
Lake. Yeah.
That was so amazing. That was such a brilliantly made film as well.
Yeah.
Just the way it cut between this old lady and did you watch this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
If you haven't seen it at home, listener, an old lady in a nursing home with Alzheimer's, and she's an ballet dancer, and it cuts between her now and her in 1957.
Yeah,
67?
the New York City Ballet, wasn't it? Yeah, and she was a prima ballerina
doing
there.
the end of Swan Lake.
Yeah.
And I mean, that music is, I think, the best piece of music ever written.
Just stunning.
It's so great.
And it all just comes back to her. It's incredible. And she's doing all the, you see her
just all the movements.
doing the movements, then cutting to her doing it before. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Doing that show in the care homes, and we do it in hospital wards or day centres, and so many times there's been someone singing that they've not recognised their family for months, but they'll know all the words to the song we're doing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. And then you'll just meet people that were sort of out partying in the 60s with the Rolling Stones and stuff. And you go, oh yeah, I used to know Cliff Richard and all that. It's just so amazing. It's so great to meet people of that generation. And I mean, you meet people of all generations doing that work, because there's people in care homes that are, in their 30s and 40s sometimes. But it's a wonderful thing. So I really hope that thing, because obviously it makes such a big difference. Music's so
100%.
powerful.
It's so powerful. It's been proven over and over and over, isn't it? In fact, one of the first education projects I was part of, straight out of music college, was Turtle Song, which is it's basically for Alzheimer's dementia. I don't know what they do now, but they used to ship them into that conference room up the Goldhawk Road where we lived. Halls. They had this downstairs room.
Oh yeah, where the gamelan was.
Yeah, exactly, where the gamelan was. So random, isn't it? It's all changed now, isn't it?
I did some self-defense lessons in there.
Did you?
Well, yeah.
Using gamelan?
Yeah, grab a gong. Always carry a gong in your pocket.
Interpretive martial arts with gamelan. I mean,
we had a couple
college
of
was so groundbreaking.
We had a couple of free self-defense lessons when we moved into halls, and we all went along, learnt some little tricks, things like when you're near your house, get your keys out. Put your key between you so you look like Wolverine.
Stop! Is that a thing?
Yeah, I do
Just in
that.
case,
actually, do actually hold my keys in an aggressive manner. It's around the house.
Oh wow! Oh my god!
Yeah. It's good that you learn little kicky moves just in case someone comes from behind you.
Okay, we didn't do that in that room.
You didn't do it?
We didn't do that. No, we got a load of poorly people in, and we played them some nice music.
You didn't kick anyone in the shins?
No, we didn't. We sang them songs, and they sometimes sung along, and then they went home.
Oh right,
that was Turtle Song, but that was over a decade ago. But
was that the first thing you'd ever done, doing that sort of workshop?
No, because years ago, actually during when I was at the Royal College of Music, I got really interested in outreach and education anyway, and I made friends with Rachel Leach and Tim Newlands.
Yeah.
Tim used to be the director of outreach at English Touring Opera.
Yeah.
And now he's freelance, I think. And Rachel Leach basically does all the stuff at LSO. So I did some stuff with them. So I did some English Touring Opera stuff where we'd go and make an opera with a load of kids. And pretty epic, actually. I forget what the opera was actually called, but we went down to Cornwall for this big thing, and they'd gotten loads of primary schools, secondary schools, adults, disabled adults. They'd gotten like the local male choir. They'd gotten disabled kids special needs, and then just produced this completely composed opera.
Oh wow!
It was amazing, actually. Yeah. And then that went on to do something at the Opera House as well. It's just like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
It was me just basically playing the bass and, kids dancing around and listening to the low notes. So I did that. And so it was kind of through Rachel, actually, because we've stayed friends ever since. We did Turtle Song. But one of the things that happened sort of at the same time was Elastic Band.
Yeah. Yes. Which is Kevin Hathaway, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. He's amazing.
He is amazing.
So good.
He is amazing. So that sort of happened at the same time. And Elastic Band is basically an orchestra of every instrument, one on each instrument.
Yeah.
And he would do it a lot with the Philharmonia, and he would take it into the Purcell School, where he was head of brass and percussion for a long time. and do all of that. So Elastic Band was also affiliated with the Royal College of Music. That changed then to NYO Band for a while.
Right.
And then that changed again, is basically Albert's Band, which is the Royal Albert Hall Education Band, which is a small band because they also do big orchestral adventure at Christmas and things. So I sort of got involved in that. Then through that, I did an education project at the Albert Hall, and Nikki was running it. And it was for college and academy string students. So I was there going, yay, we're bass players and you're doing really well and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I met her through that. And then when she decided to put the foundation together, she basically hooked up with me again and just said, could you be the bass tutor for this?
Fantastic.
So I said, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
then. Okay.
Yeah. And how was it? Was it quite intimidating doing those first ones? You've got a lot of people turning out for them, haven't you? Loads
and loads of people. It wasn't intimidating, no. Partly because they're mainly violins that rock up. And then you get like
No
three...
respect for violins.
Yeah, who cares about them?
And then you get like...
Tell them anything.
So were they all in person? This was like way before.
Yeah, this was... So actually this was about a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago, the other month, we went up to Grantham for kind of like a dummy run of it.
Yeah.
Because Laura Gardner, who basically runs the Benedetti Foundation, taught at the school in Grantham. So they invited a whole load of kids. We gave it a go. It was a massive success. It was really good. And then we did Glasgow and the South Bank. And the South Bank was huge. So many kids. So many.
At the festival hall, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Noisy. Was it just
it was
mad?
It was quite mad. Well, amazingly, a lot of, mainly violinists, they were quite polite, well behaved.
Oh, yeah.
Something about,
Of course.
there with their violins ready to learn.
Are they all there like in their position, like position
Yeah.
one? Like, they all hold
Yeah,
it.
there were even bow
Under the
ties
arm.
happening.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, cute. Cute. Yeah, so, and there was like a day for beginners and then a day for everyone else to work through. I think we were doing St. Paul's Suite or something. And Elgar, Introduction and Allegro, which is actually really hard.
Yes.
Really hard.
Yeah.
So we were doing that, blimey. So anyway, we did all of that and it was just a massive success. Yeah, brilliant. Loads of energy. Slightly different from any other sort of string coaching weekend that I've ever done because Nikki really concentrates on health, well-being, sort of, and stuff like breathing, yoga, posture. Improvisation is a big deal as well. So just make stuff up. A lot of thought about just go for it. And if you make a mistake, it's like no one dies. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
really
great.
good.
Quite positive thinking, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love all that. Like, because that's the stuff that doesn't tend to get taught in most less. I think most people, as they get taught, often gear towards just doing grades and exams.
Totally.
And you don't get taught that thing of just play out and just see what happens.
Yeah, there's such a need for so many people to complete grades.
Yeah.
It's almost a bit worrying because music isn't about exams. It can't be. In fact, even marking an exam is kind of mad. How can you mark someone's opinion of how they play a piece? That's a really hard thing to do.
I think so. And whenever they say this thing about how it's standardized marking, well, I just can't see that. I can't see that
because it's an opinion.
Yeah.
You can mark whether it was in tune or whether it was a good rhythm or if it had style, sure. But what's to say that style wasn't actually what that performer wanted to?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the way that people are taught, and that when you do the exam, you're kind of almost the musicality in your performance of the piece is almost like an optional extra.
Yeah.
Like, and then you did a bit of style on top, but it's really about just getting the right rhythms and the right tuning and tone. And obviously they are like the three main things you have to get right in anything. So you got to get that right. And then it's like, what do you actually want to say when you're playing this piece of music? And can you get to that point when you're doing your grade 2
Yeah.
Or actually, should that be focused on more in the beginning? And I think it probably should be.
I do. I think so.
When you're very beginning,
Yeah.
like, what do you want to say when you're playing the double bass?
Well, this whole thing about character and like,
Yeah.
you know, looking at a piece of music and thinking, what does this actually say to you? It's not just 20 notes or something, a grade one on a page.
Totally.
But is it, you know, exciting or scary or happy or sad? You know, if you can engage with them like that, surely you've won half the battle.
Totally. And then it only gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas so often you get this sort of learning by numbers
Yeah.
just to get through something. It occurs quite a lot where, you know, I've come across bass kids and I'm like, can you play this note? And they say a number at me. It's like, well, oh gosh, you're just so desperate to play the correct note in the correct position that we're going to just say the number 1 because that's the finger we use. But actually it's an E or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, and why are you playing that E? Because it's kind of integral to the melody, or it's not? Is it just a passing note or whatever? But that, you know, you suddenly get this playing by numbers sort of thing. And it's just like, okay, well, you're now being pulled away from this beautiful music making sort of thing that you want to learn and nourish. And
I've been trying to think about this recently. I teach one student at the moment, but I really enjoy it, and he's really great. So I find actually I learn loads from teaching him as well, and I really think about my own playing. And I think the more I think about it, it's the more that it's about storytelling. When you're playing an instrument or a song, it's like everything's been put in the music for a reason, and then you just, so all your choices of how to colour notes and things, it's all got to fit into the overall arc of the song.
Yeah.
And then I find if you think about like why you're playing a certain note or what's the intent behind it, then I'm far less likely to split any notes. I find
Totally.
and I wonder because when I'm playing with the old Dirty Bastards, I never split any notes, and I don't know why. I haven't really thought about that before. And I think because when I'm doing that, I'm totally in the music. I'm pretending I'm Beyonce or whatever I'm doing in that song. So I'm not thinking about, oh, it's an E, or I've got to play a top C next.
No,
Totally.
exactly.
Don't you think about that? I'm just going. I'm singing the song.
you're just telling the story. Or,
And I don't. And it's so it's like trying to get into that headspace when you're in a session and it's like the red lights on, and it's like forget about that if you're in an exam or you're doing a grade. It's just like what am I trying to say? What's the intent behind it? And that
Totally.
really seems
That's
to help.
exactly what I've been thinking about recently. Exactly that. To put myself, because I think that is a way of conquering nerves. I really do.
Yeah.
Totally.
If you can be in it.
Totally. Oh my God. I was listening to a recording of Wynton Marsalis the other day. I think, actually, I was listening to the Sesame Street album that they've just done.
yes.
Jazz at Lincoln Centre. It's amazing.
Oh, I think I've seen a clip of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just,
I'll put that
Stella
on.
would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Just skip to Rubber Ducky. Anyway, it's just it's so good. But I was just listening to Wynton just improvise, and it's so enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah.
Because you know that he's so comfortable that he's just going to play and take you on a little journey.
Yeah.
That's it. And he doesn't care what happens because he's just playing.
That's it.
And it sounds so easy. Like it just sounds so so nice, easy.
And I think then you get, even if he splits a note, it's like when you hear Miles Davis split a note, you never think, oh, he split a note there.
You wouldn't even
go,
notice.
You just go, that's such a cool sound.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally. Yeah.
And that's such a different mindset.
Just totally. Yeah.
And like Winston's like someone who, you know, when he was younger, he recorded all the trumpet concertos and he kind of did the classical thing, and at the same time as doing his jazz thing. And he's developed his voice over the years, and now you see him and he looks so relaxed when he plays. He's so
he's
kind
cool.
of just sat in his chair, and there's an amazing thing where he does a duet with someone, 2 trumpets sat on chairs next to each other, and they're playing Happy Birthday, and they're just vibing off each other, playing in the gaps of each other.
Yeah.
Sort of almost like sharing the tune between the two of them. It's the most amazing thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, they're probably having
Love
this conversation.
Yeah.
What's the other thing as well? Is just having a conversation with music. Well, and actually, in the Benedetti Foundation, one of the things, the really sort of core ideas, is storytelling.
Yeah.
So it just, how does this piece make you feel? There was a whole load of stuff Lucy Draver did, who's now up in Scotland, animateur up there. She's amazing. She used to do Wigmore Hall. And And she was just basically encouraging you to figure out when you play this piece of music to make you happy or sad. Really simple. And then maybe draw a picture or colour, you know.
Yeah.
And just that whole take you on a little journey. And then I think with improvisation as well, because I don't improvise that much at all. But then with the Benedetti Foundation, that's another thing that they really encourage. So you kind of just dive in and get going with that. And then improvisation, taking you from, you just see how your journey goes from one note to the next, but not like, not directly, you know, bob, bob, but how do you get from there to there? How do you do it? And then just going on a journey. And if you play something that you're not happy with in between, it probably doesn't matter because it's just on that journey.
This is such a good thing. The whole Benedetti Foundation, the whole ethos, is just such a good thing that it's finally coming in.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
They've just started this new thing as well where she's doing global violin, and she's basically asked her pals from Hungary and stuff, people that I'd never heard of, like gypsy violinist style, to just play stuff. And she's introducing it to everyone.
Oh, that's great.
Because she can, and people follow her. So she's like, listen to this. And it's really good.
Yeah. Did you choose the bass? Did you start on that?
Yeah, blimey. Early days. That was a long time ago. Really long time.
Barely. No. Barely, Alice.
Like
come on.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started learning double bass when I was about 12. So at the end of primary school. There was this, I used to live in a really big house in the country.
Yeah.
No. So we used to live in a really big house, which this sounds so pretentious. It wasn't. It was like a farmy thing. We were in Sussex in a farmyard sort of thing. The central room of this house was an old chapel.
Oh, wow.
Which, again, sounds really amazing. Like you're imagining stone and cathedral.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Quite modern. But it was a really big space. And my mum, who loved music, would put on tiny, tiny little chamber concerts for charity there and invite like the local youth orchestra to play and blah, blah, blah. And through those concerts, I really loved watching the bass player. So this guy called Jonathan Francis, who was my first teacher as well. He came along and played. I was like, oh my God, that's the coolest instrument, because it is the coolest instrument. No offense, guys. And so then I was like, okay, I want to do that. And my mum, just totally supportive, was like, great, let's do that. And also in my favour, they were doing a thing where they were saying, if you want to learn the endangered species of instruments. So I think it was like double bass, horn, and oboe, you know, the classics.
Yeah.
If you want to learn the double bass, then we'll give you a term free lessons.
Oh, great.
So we're like, all right.
Yeah.
That figures, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I did that, and then it kind of just snowballed. And I also played flute at the same time, which is quite a common pairing.
Is it?
Yeah.
How peculiar. How is that?
I don't know, but so many bass players were flute players as well.
Really?
Yeah, you'll notice it now.
It's because you always get asked on the street, oh, I bet you wish you played the flute.
And nearly all of us will go, well, actually, we did actually to a really high standard, and then gave up, and you know, it's like, oh. But that does get boring, that question, after a while. Yeah. So I played the flute, so I had a bit of musical knowledge, double bass, and then after a while I joined junior college.
Oh, wait.
Yes, we were there together.
No way.
I'm sure we were. Yeah,
really
positive.
Oh my God!
But I didn't do the full day. I sort of snuck around, dipped in and out. You know,
it's really hard to sneak. Surely that's quite tricky, sneaking around with the bass.
Yeah, it was really sneaky. Stealth.
I thought I met you at the senior college.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
No, I know, but I think I don't remember you from the junior college.
I can't remember what year I was there now. Actually, it must have been like 2004.
Well, you'd have been knocking around in like your grungy gear, maybe.
I was there with my Slipknot hoodie and my Kerrang.
I mean, you were too cool. I'd never speak to you. You're too cool. I wouldn't speak to the trumpets, not at all.
We must have
Although I
done some
did speak to
concerts
Andy Bearcroft. Do you remember Andy?
Yeah, of course.
With his afro hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, really cool.
It's Andy Bearcroft and do you remember, Chris Sneed.
Oh yeah, well I know Chris Sneed now.
You know him now, yeah.
Yeah, but
so you did a year, did you?
I did a couple of years, I think.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't make any friends with you.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Also, the other really good thing was in that sort of secondary school time period, I was part of Brighton Youth Orchestra. And they
great.
were such an awesome music service. And loads of pros have come out of there, and they were so supportive.
Yeah.
I think that really counts, doesn't it? Like ensembles, orchestras, tours.
Yeah.
They always need a bass player. I was always up for it. They were always so supportive. Go on, yeah, you do this. Yeah, we'll put you in touch with that guy. And
Yeah. Brilliant.
so that helps as well. So
Alice, you've played with like literally every orchestra you could possibly name in this country, haven't you? Do you,
yeah.
do you have a... yeah,
No,
yes, I
haven't.
have. You have. We've seen your
Who haven't you
CV.
played
It's
with?
like...
Who haven't I played with?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
There we are.
You've done it
See,
all.
she
I haven't
can't.
played with the LPO,
Ah,
which is a sadness because I'm from basically Glyndebourne.
yeah.
Oh.
They play there all the time.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a sadness, isn't it?
That is
My
sad.
mum's always like, oh, the LPO, here again. You're not here. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Does your mum say that? Because my mum, every time Alison Balsam's on Classic FM, my mum will text me a really sad text message and say, "I'm just so sad it's her on there, and it's not you." And it's like, look, she's really good. She's really good at the trumpet.
It's really good, yeah.
And it's like,
Oh,
but
God.
I just want you to play it, and it's just. I think
That doesn't happen to me because there aren't that many bass players that end up on Classic FM doing a solo, quite frankly. Thank goodness. But, yeah.
I remember being at college, and one day you were saying, "Oh, there's a bass soloist doing a concert in the concert hall later on," and I remember you being very excited, and I was like, "A bass? I'd never heard of such a concept." But
I wonder who that was.
I don't know who that would have been. But
I think it must have been Francois Rabath.
maybe.
Yeah, because they got him once to do a recital. It was
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how does that, as a genre of music, does that
Solo double bass.
solo double bass? I mean, because I've heard the Dittersdorf quite a lot in my house.
yes.
I like the bit
Oh,
where it
you
goes,
lucky
where it
thing.
goes.
Is that... Does she have to sing along?
Yeah, that was. I was trying to do the harmonics there, but it basically sounds like a dog.
It's not a bad impression.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Charlotte obviously sounds way better than that. She sounds amazing.
Amazing.
Is that a favourite of yours, the Dittersdorf?
The Dittersdorf is definitely a favourite of mine, yeah. I mean, we've got like 3 to choose from, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is good. I think solo double bass players. Okay, well, there's probably Edgar Meyer, who is really the one of the soloists, but even he does chamber music on the side. I think any double bass soloist
Yeah.
has to do something on the side.
Tom Martin, he's like a legend, right?
Tom Martin, yeah, he's a bit of a legend,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit of a legend. Yeah, he did some solos. He plays tuba now. That's his hobby, hometown hobby.
Wow.
Yeah, he still plays double bass, but he occasionally likes getting out his tuba, which I find kind of hilarious.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So there are some others. Renat, who
Okay.
passed away. Do you know Renat?
No.
So Renat used to be principal of LSO.
All right.
Renat Bergamova. He passed away really recently.
Oh.
But he would do solos, and his recordings online are incredible. There are some, yeah, I'm probably going to say all their names wrong, but Rick Stroggins, I said his name wrong, I'm sure, but he's a really good soloist. Phoebe Russell, she's Australian. She's amazing. But they all have jobs in orchestras as well.
Yeah.
I don't think you
Yeah.
can have a double. Apart from Francois Brath, maybe, Gary Carr, maybe, and who's the other one? Renard Garcia. Oh, I probably said his name wrong as well. They actually probably just do solo stuff, but most others do orchestra work as well. I don't want to be a soloist.
No. Chamber music, though, are you into...
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I love it.
And I always just think string ensembles sound so much better with a double bass in there. I love the bassy ones.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love chamber music. Chamber music's the best.
Yeah.
Is there a lot with the bass in, like with?
There's a fair amount, actually.
Yeah.
The Trout.
The Trout's the big
Oh,
one,
is
isn't
it?
it?
The Trout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Hummel quintet.
Oh.
We all know the Hummel because of the trumpet concerto,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So he wrote a quintet with bass in.
lovely.
Vaughan Williams, there's some quintet with that in. There's quite a few bits and bobs. There's some octets and
Yeah, that's it. When you start, getting to that size.
Spornonet.
Yes, I've played that.
Have you? Did you like it?
I thought it was really hard.
I don't think the bass part's that hard.
I
But
seem to remember I thought, that'll be all right. I don't think it was all right.
yeah, so there, that's good. Chamber music's great. Yeah, I love it.
You were touring quite a lot, weren't you, with various ensembles and orchestras and things. Do you miss that element of things, or were you sort of doing it more for necessity yeah?
I miss some elements of touring, definitely. I definitely miss, when you're in Plymouth, going to the gin house.
Yeah.
Of all the places in the world you could have chosen,
I know.
Well, Plymouth's an interesting one because it looks like a concrete hellness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, if you just go over the Hoe, it's beautiful.
It's where I was born, my love.
No!
Yeah. I'm a Janner.
Oh,
Yeah. So actually, glad to hear that. You picked the right place in the world.
I picked the right place first time.
Yeah, you did. Well done.
It's great there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is great. And you're absolutely right. The Barbican's awesome.
It's so beautiful and so
Captain
awesome.
Jaspers, sorry. It's flipping
It's so
great.
brilliant. So yeah, if you're in the theatre, don't turn left, turn right.
Yes.
Right?
Quite.
Because you'll either end up in the pub right by stage door or you'll head to the Barbican.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done.
It's great there. Yeah, no, I enjoyed touring because I could go to gorgeous theatres and make music, opera
Yeah.
with so many nice people.
Yeah.
But sometimes touring is tough. Let's not lie.
No,
right?
it is.
It's tough being away from home for a week, and often you get the empty days. How do you feel?
Especially with opera.
Especially with opera.
Yeah. And sort of weird put together schedules. So you end up being in one end of the country one day and then somewhere at the opposite end the next day.
Yeah, because unlike a musical, operas won't necessarily do the same thing every night. So they can't do it's going to kill the cast.
Yeah.
So you'd have alternate nights, but that doesn't necessarily mean the same band,
No.
right? So
No,
it's
exactly.
like- yeah, so Monday we're in Perth in Scotland, and then on Tuesday Plymouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this time now where we've been kind of off the touring map,
Yeah.
has it made you reassess that at all, or do you think you'd happily go back into your lifestyle pre-lockdown, or are there things now you might change?
I think I'd probably quite happily return to most of it, actually. I might question whether I need to do that one day in Sunderland children's concert or something, or film concert, when I could stay at home.
Yeah.
I might question the odd little droplets of dates like that get scattered around, that you like potentially bust a gut to get to somewhere like that.
Yeah.
There and back in a day or whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, I did one of those just before lockdown. And it was kind of a killer.
Yeah. I wonder that all the time. I wonder if I say now, oh yeah, I mean, it's really given me a good opportunity to realise how important it's been to be at home with the kids in the evening. And, so therefore I won't do these ridiculous dates for virtually no money in the middle of nowhere. But I wonder though, if I got a call again come March next year to go somewhere ridiculous, I'd probably say yes.
Probably.
I just don't know if I have the willpower. What about you, Seb?
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I just don't know. You kind of, it's like looking back at another person's life.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes at the moment, thinking back to that time. But
it's so enjoyable though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That,
When you get that phone call to go, like, I don't know. Yeah. Do you want to do a date on Wednesday night with Rob Brydon?
Yeah.
But it just happens to be your night off from a 3-day patch in Wales. Of course you're going to come back to London and do the evening and squeeze it in.
Yeah.
Like, of course you are, but I don't know whether...
Yeah, I love that way of life.
Yeah.
Totally.
And,
there's something really enjoyable about writing it in the diary.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to don't know how this is going to work, but it's going to work.
Yeah.
And then go, yes, I did it.
I know.
It's so exciting.
I didn't have time to eat or sleep. I don't really know where I had double basses, but I did it. Woo!
That's what Jessie was saying, wasn't it? That thing where you go, it's the impossible in a diary, and you get to the end of it, you're like, boom, I've done it.
I did that.
Each time you tick something off, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I managed to do that recording and get to that place all in one day. Oosh.
Yeah.
You know, sat outside the concert hall like fist pump in the air. Ooh,
Yeah.
did it. Ooh, yeah.
We did that cracking Bears Den tour,
Oh my
didn't
God.
we?
The best tour ever.
Wasn't it?
Because the
I'm
best
so glad you
people
said
were
that.
on.
It was so fun.
It was so much fun.
Oh, and the
Right.
music was
Glad
great.
you had a good time, guys.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. The
Yes,
music was
Seb.
great.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Great.
It was great. It was a bit string heavy for you, I think,
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, it was a bit, yeah.
But it was. We went to some great places. That Utrecht. No, hang on. It wasn't it? Tivoli. That is in Utrecht, isn't it? We played there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like this immense opera house. They've got
right.
loads of different theatres.
Not
haven't they?
Copenhagen. There's a Tivoli Gardens.
Oh, is
in
it
Copenhagen.
called Tivoli? Have I got that wrong? In Utrecht. Remember that place?
I'm trying to.
I know.
I thought Utrecht was the one with
Oh.
the canals.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were going to buy a snow globe for your Sam there.
I was. Didn't manage it, did I? I did get some brilliant chips though. So
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
The
aren't they?
place that we played at, which was amazing, and it might
Yeah.
have been it would have been midway, was
The Reaper Barn.
the Elb from
Yes.
yeah
Hamburg.
yeah.
Elbphilharmonie.
Oh,
was
yeah.
amazing.
Oh.
And around the corner from that concert hall, which
Yeah.
is amazing anyway.
Yeah.
I think it'd just been finished. There was like
Yeah.
still masking tape on the exit signs from where they painted.
Yes.
We were like one of the first in there. Anyway, just round the corner was a miniature model museum.
Model Village.
Yeah.
I didn't go. Did you go?
I went with Paul,
Oh.
Frith and Rachel, and it was amazing. 2 floors. We spent like 3 hours and we still didn't quite get through it all. But it was amazing. It was so amazing.
That's cool.
It was so amazing.
Do you know what I remember as well so much about the Elbphilharmonie was that they left us out the back for our rider afterwards these bottles of Elbphilharmonie red wine. Oh, that's cool, isn't
I
it?
don't remember that.
They had like loads of them. Come on, Alice, you were definitely you
Oh
were
my
there.
goodness.
You were involved in that.
I was up for a party. I have to say, when we arrived at the coach, I was up for a party.
Yeah.
I'd brought some stuff, some wine and some beers.
Well, they'd put stuff on our
And they'd put
coach.
some
Do you
stuff on our
remember?
coach, yeah.
We got on the coach. They'd left all this stuff and said, "Here you go. This is for your first leg of your journey." And we literally finished it before the coach started moving. Or we might have got to
We'd
Ebbsfleet.
made it to Ebbsfleet, but we hadn't made it to the tunnel. And we'd like, oh gosh, we should have paced ourselves. Yeah.
Oh, it was such fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
And a great album, that Fragments album.
Amazing. Yeah, Paul Frith did an amazing job at arranging it. There were some amazing moments as well. I've got photos of when they did that thing where the 3 of them huddled
Yeah.
in like this little trio, and everyone they dim the lights. It was just so gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that
yeah.
was
That's
fun.
cool. Yeah, we had Kevin Jones on the podcast.
Oh, I love
we
him.
did.
He's
And,
great.
Yeah, we chatted. It was one of the early podcasts we recorded.
Yeah, it was.
And there's a really cool film on YouTube of them doing a tour in Scotland, doing that
Oh,
really
that's
intimate.
It's so
ones.
beautiful. Yeah,
It's really worth checking out that if you haven't seen, listener.
It seems so appropriate, that landscape, for their music as well. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
kind of goes together really beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh.
nice.
And so tell me, what's the future hold for you, Alice, and your films and the works? Tell us, have you got a sketchy plan?
I haven't got much of a plan. I'm probably going to iron the green screen. That's going to be a job because it's getting a bit silly. You're going to notice it now.
Keep it in. It's good.
Yeah.
Not that I've noticed it.
There are bits where I'm getting excited. I'm playing the bass and the scroll's just pushing the screen, and you just see this thing just moving as well. Oh God! If I'd spent a bit more money, maybe I'd gotten a proper rollout thing. Anyway, so I'm going to iron my green screen. What else? Christmas. Christmas is looking different. Normally, it's busy time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not this year.
Yeah,
No.
Like this is the busiest time, isn't it?
it really is. Yeah.
We're cranking it up to Christmas. We're squidging in every last little carol service, and it's weird, isn't it?
It's weird. I felt weird on Sunday. I didn't play the last post.
Oh my goodness,
Which
that is
I've
weird.
done pretty much every year
Yeah.
since I played the trumpet.
Yeah, of course.
It's really strange to just be stood in my kitchen. I was like, I'm just listening to 5 Live, do a little silence. It was just strange. But all those little things, like all those, the carol concerts,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, they're not going to happen. But I don't know really. Maybe things might pick up just before Christmas, possibly.
They might do. Carol concerts might happen, I suppose.
Yeah.
The trouble is that even if they do pick up just before Christmas, does that leave enough time for people to find out about the concerts and buy tickets? I think that's the trouble with any of this.
No.
Why everyone keeps saying you can't just switch the light back on musicals, for example.
No.
Because you can't, can you? You need to rehearse. And you need to tell people that it's starting again and you need to sell tickets, right? But I'm sure some quintet-y stuff will happen at Christmas.
Yeah, I think last minute,
choral stuff.
maybe
They'll have to.
Maybe some stuff will be able to happen.
People will miss it.
Yeah. But I think obviously there are people that haven't had any support at all. Like it's just been awful.
It's terrible.
But I mean, a majority just about have. So for those people, you can just relax and like, we've got a bit of money coming in. Yeah. Just try and get through Christmas in whatever form it is. But then there are people that haven't. So it is a really stressful time actually for some people.
And I just really hope that this is something that gets rectified in the next few weeks, because there seems like there's a bit of momentum in talking about it in Parliament. Finally, I think Keir Starmer had said something, hasn't he?
People are really like, I think it's that we're having to fight, this furloughs, because obviously self-employed, but furlough have been looked after. Self-employed, they've missed out months, and then we've had to fight them up from 20% to show parity with furlough. And then they added a cap right at the beginning and then another cap. So not only are you going to get capped at your amount anyway, but if you earn 50,001 penny on average, you're not eligible for anything. But if you're on PAYE and you earn 100k, you get full pay. I mean, that's unbelievable.
It is.
And if you live in London and you earn on average 50,001 pennies, that's not enough to live in London.
No. If you've got a family of 4,
exactly, you can't live off that. So that's why you earn. That's why you hard graft. And you earn. That's right. And
I don't understand why they can't just give it to everyone, no matter what your salary is, but you just cap it at £7,500.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be the whitewash that would do the job. But for some reason, they've done a whitewash which is like missed out bits. And the most shocking thing for me is that we're how many months in and they haven't gone back and gone, actually, we're going to adjust this. Maybe we can move something from there because they're fine. And maybe we put it there because they haven't had anything. And they are still taxpayers, right? So they should still get something.
It's nonsensical.
It's weird that they've had such a long time to adjust. And that's fine to go back and adjust and change and whatever.
I know.
Isn't it? It's just,
it's crazy. I just hope people can just hang in there.
That's it. We just need people to ride this wave. And then it will go back to a version of normality. Certainly not the same. I don't think.
No, not nearly. But 2021, come on.
Oh my God. The number of parties.
It's just going to be amazing.
It's going to be bonkers, isn't it? The number of parties, weddings, concerts, just sitting in a park. The number of people bundling each other in the streets. It's going to go through the roof, right?
Pylon.
We've missed it. We've missed the pylons, right?
It's going to be group hug city.
It's going to be group hugs. It's going to take an age to leave a party. People will be just like, bye,
let's all hug again.
Hug again, hug again. It's going to take forever. It's going to be just one long party.
Thanks, Alice.
Oh, God, she's just a ray of sunshine, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. It was really fun to see her. It was a lovely day, I was going to say, on this bleak week, but it wasn't at all. The sun was out. She was a ray of light. It was lovely.
The weather now is absolutely rubbish. But it has been pretty nice. But this is a perfect day, really, for staying indoors and recording a podcast.
Yes, it is. It is. And a perfect day to tell you about our new exciting venture, isn't it, Seb?
Yeah, it really is. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Well, we are launching a Patreon.
Woohoo!
Now, do you know what that is? Patreon?
I do now,
Patreon.
but let's tell the others.
You do know. Well, basically, it's an opportunity for you listeners to join us, become part of the 3 in a Bar members club. I mean, how exciting is that?
It's mega exciting. It's a great club to be in.
Yeah, it really is. I think it's going to be... it's going to change the world. That's a bit big, isn't it? We've set ourselves to
quite a high bar.
Big a stall there.
Quite a high bar there, yes.
Basically, what it is, if you go over to patreon.com/3 in a bar, then you can look there. And for different tiers, you can pay a different amount and receive a vast variety of rewards.
Yes.
The main thing you get with the Patreon in every single tier is a brand new Patreon exclusive podcast feed.
Yeah, that's right. We've got our first one this week, haven't we?
Yeah. So every week there's going to be a bit of bonus content with the guest. So this week we've got about 20 minutes extra with Alice Kent.
That's right.
How about that?
I know.
Yeah.
So
now,
good.
We'll try and get that much, around that sort of amount for every guest, but you never know. Sometimes people got to rush off after an hour or 40 minutes. You never know. But we'll
pursue them.
There'll be interesting things. Yeah.
Pursue them down the road afterwards for extra. It's fine.
You owe us a bit of extra Patreon content.
Come on.
Can we just can we
say
follow you to your next place? And just say anything. It doesn't matter. No, it's going to be excellent quality material.
Yes. So just for example, if we start at tier 1, our first one.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking that is, we entitled that one Piano, didn't we?
Piano.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, lovely. Tier 1, what you get is you get extra bonus material from our podcasts and exclusive behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, that's right. That's £3.50 a month plus VAT.
That's nothing. That's not even a pint in this day and age, is it?
The other thing is, like, the main show, as we always do, is always going to remain free. So don't worry about it. If you can't afford to pay for this, it doesn't matter at all. You're still going to get the show you've always loved.
Yeah.
And if you want to help us out in other ways, you can do free things, just like sharing the podcast, just telling a friend. And that's so helpful. And thank you so much to anyone that's done that, especially after this last week. So many people have texted me and told their friends about the Rob Brydon show last week, and that's been so helpful. Got us lots of new listeners.
Yeah,
and
thanks, guys. That's brilliant.
But if you fancy joining us and being part of this sort of club, then you can go onto Patreon.
Yeah.
So the next tier up, for £7.70 a month, you get all the same stuff as the other one, but you also get your name in the show notes and early ticket access to live events, which we're going to start doing as soon as we're allowed to.
Yes.
We're going to start doing some live podcasts.
We are, and we've already got some great ideas for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There are 5 different tiers, so have a look over there. There are some really exciting things, including things like having the ability to know who our guests are in advance and being able to ask them questions.
Yeah.
And also, the top tier includes an hour of our time. So
that's right.
You could have a music lesson, trumpet or cello, most likely, or you could just chat to us for an hour. Just think of it as a sort of working lunch.
Yeah, like a musical
music.
Consultancy, or even just a nice chat.
Head on over there. There's a link in the show notes.
And P.S. There's merch. I've heard it.
Oh yeah, there's merch too.
Oh, that's the
I've been
best.
designing mugs, stickers.
Yeah, and you get some of that. And I'm going to sign up for the one where I get merch. How about you, Seb? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up for the top one for an hour
are you?
of my time.
Oh, for an hour. I was going to say, you can call me up. That's fine.
I can call you.
Yeah, you can. I'll give you an hour of my time talking about music. It will be
thanks.
novel
Very
for
kind.
you.
That'd be good. So anyway, thanks for listening this week, and thanks for all your support as always. And tell your friends, rate and review the show. And we wish you all a fantastic week, and we'll see you next week on 3 in a Bar.
3 in a Bar.